What's up, everybody? It is a Tuesday. It's Tuesday night. It's 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm Dominic D'Angelo of OneTrueSportTV.com and on RVDTV.com. And hey, what a better person to have. We are back here with Fonzie, Bill Alfonso. Fonzie, Happy New Year. Happy 2025. How are you?
Thanks, Dan. I'm going to start off with blowing my whistle.
Yeah.
Happy 2025 to everybody that's been checking my podcast out. We really appreciate you. We love you. Tonight, we got a 5-star show. We had a lot to talk about, especially with Mr. Pay-Per-View himself. RVD's coming to join us later. So happy forces ready, Daddy. He's got a lot to say about all kind of stuff. But I just brought out some old pictures and stuff. Not old, but everything's cool. So you guys can check out. And we're chatting up a little bit. I got some stuff to talk about all my stuff. I'm going to Cuba pretty soon for a little vacation, a 4-day tour. Can you believe I'm going to Havana, Cuba, Daddy?
Dang, that's awesome. Have you been there before, Fonzie?
No.
Really?
My great-grandfather was born there, so we're going to go check out his grave and all that and do
What?
some sightseeing and eat a Cuban sandwich and do some stuff. But what I've heard is, on the beach where they have the lifeguard stands, they have lifeguards with AK-47s.
Holy smokes, really?
Yeah, so we got to be careful, Daddy.
Dang. Well, that'll be fun. Is you and Christina going?
No, me and my niece Angelica, the beautiful
Really?
girl we just met. She's beautiful.
That's awesome.
Oh my God, yeah, her and I are going. We're really close. She's more like my daughter. So we're going together. She's really interested in the family, family tree and all that. She's done a lot of research and taking us to Cuba, Daddy.
That's awesome. You guys are gonna have has she been there before?
No.
Okay.
Wow. Probably a trip of a lifetime. Probably her first and last time.
Yeah. Wow. That's gonna be great, though.
But we're excited to go about that, and I'm gonna read you some stuff I got. I got a lot of stuff to plug. Give you guys my schedule, and I'm going to show you what we'll be talking about in the near future, in future podcasts. I got all kinds of stuff. Let me throw some of these RVD. That's RVD, Fonzie, and Sabu in Tokyo.
Oh,
W Tokyo. So pretty cool. Of course, one of my favorite pictures are of the team, Daddy.
Oh yeah, that's a classic right there.
Oh yeah, tag team champions, baby.
Yep, no doubt about that.
Guy hardcore. Let's see. There's some of the guys I manage, of course, RVD and Sabu, and there's Taz too. We're gonna give Taz a plug because he's doing really great. AEW loves him. He's a great commentator. He's a really good friend of mine. So we'll be talking about Taz. We might have a whole podcast about Taz.
We should definitely have a whole podcast about Taz.
Well, what's this one, Daddy? Hey, High Times magazine, one of the highest selling magazines of High Times of all time. There's 5 people who decide who's going to be on the cover. It was Fonzie, it was RVD, Sabu, and Fonzie against the freaking legend. What's the name? Ozzy Osbourne.
Oh, wow.
But so 3 of them voted for Ozzy and 2 voted for, but they made a big mistake. But still, there's a 3-page centerfold spread. We're going to be talking about that on one of the future podcasts.
Heck yeah, absolutely. That's pretty sweet.
A lot to talk about. At a future podcast, we're going to be talking about Dr. Death, Steve Williams, Terry Funk, Fonzie. That's all in the future coming up. Well, we're going to be talking about the famous Beulah Fonzie match where I put it over and had to get rushed to the hospital, almost bled to death. But, all good, Daddy. We're going to be talking about Fujinami and Ric Flair. 65,000 people. Fonzie refereeing the main event at the Tokyo Dome. Pretty damn cool, Daddy. That's in the future. That's a whole podcast by itself. We'll be talking about in the future. We'll be talking about there's Dory Funk Jr. There's you guys remember Billy Jack? God bless him. He just killed his wife. Mercy killed him, but he's in jail. But we'll be talking about that. We'll be talking about WrestleManias. And I'm on WrestleMania 9, Caesar's Palace, Daddy. refereeing. Thanks to Undertaker for putting me and my Giant over and get us through the match. The Giant was an attraction. He wasn't that great in the ring, but somehow the Undertaker walked us through it. We had a hell of a match, and thank you, Undertaker. Never forget you about that. Caesar's Palace. We'll be talking about WrestleManias and all that. Uh, speaking of Fujinami and Ric Flair, this was at the Tokyo Dome, 65,000 people. I refereed two matches or three matches. It was the main event, Fujinami and Ric Flair. Also, um, Giant Gonzalez, and we made the cover, the largest selling. It was the number one selling magazine, baseball wrestling magazine in Japan. We made the cover, and it was the most sold magazine of all times. This
Wow.
cover,
Really?
and I was on the cover. I was lucky enough to be on the cover.
That's awesome. I didn't know that. I didn't know that was like the most selling magazine there.
Oh yeah, it's big time, big time. We'll be talking in the future podcast. We'll be talking about this guy, Paul Heyman. This is in the early
Yeah.
'80s when Paul Heyman was breaking into business, and that's how I was involved in ECW. He never forgot how good I was to him. I was assistant booker in Florida Championship Wrestling in the early '80s, and I helped Paul Heyman out a little bit. And he never forgot it. So it's an early picture of Fonzie and Paul Heyman.
Paul Heyman. That's a great one.
That's
Yeah,
a whole podcast by itself.
man. I know, Fonzie, even when you're naming these off, I'm like off to the side here. I'm writing down the topics so we have them all.
Okay, we can do a whole podcast about superstar Billy Graham.
Ooh,
One
okay,
of the
yeah.
biggest guys with the biggest arms back in the day. He was the guy, superstar Billy Graham, and I got to work with him and meet him and hang out with him and referee his matches and so on. So this is the early '80s. This picture was taken. Look how young and beautiful I was.
Yeah, how about that? I know, Fonzie. People are asking, Brett Martinez says, what is Fonzie Latino? And then somebody thought you were an Italian, like I thought you were Italian, and then no, but you are Cuban. You're of Cuban descent.
Cuban descent, Daddy. Born and raised in Tampa Bay, cigar capital of the United States. At one time, I was born 1957 in Tampa Bay, Daddy. Here's another topic that we'll be talking about: the great Nature Boy Ric Flair.
Yeah.
And here's that belt. Here's that belt that I got a picture of me and Harley Race. That was the belt back in the day. The belt that I'm holding in my hand. This is a replica that Harley. If you had $100,000, you probably could buy this from me. But it's not for sale. It's from my office. Harley Race himself, back in the day before he passed, somebody made this for him, and he didn't. He gave it to me. He said, "Fonzie, I want you to have this." So this is a belt from Harley Race himself. So that's a whole another podcast. Can't wait to talk about that. He was really good to me back in the day, so I learned a lot from Harley Race. And another podcast. Let me bring this picture up. You're gonna love this picture. The famous Bruiser Brody. Bruiser Brody is still talking about the cage match with Lex Luger and Bruiser Brody, and guess who was holding it right down the middle? This was in the early '80s. Lex Luger was just breaking into business. He was green, and they put him in a cage with Bruiser Brody. It didn't turn out the way everybody thought it would, so it was a controversial deal in the cage in Fort Lauderdale in the mid to early '80s. So I was going right. That's a whole new podcast. We can talk for hours about that match. And let me bring up. We just lost Kevin Sullivan, who was a dear friend of mine. Him and Walter McDaniel had a thing going. This is in the early '80s. We just lost Kevin. God bless him, and I miss him already. He was born in 1949. A dear friend of mine. And we had a lot of stories. There's a whole new that's a podcast. That's two podcasts about Kevin Sullivan that we can do in the future. As long as you guys enjoy my stuff, we would love to tell you the stories. And of course, we just talked about Taz, and I was on Team Taz. Oh my God, that's congratulations to Taz. Oh, and I love Hook, his son Hook. Boy, I'd love to go in AEW and they put me with Hook. Oh, that'd be great, Daddy. Hey, what's the kid's name who owns AEW?
Tony Khan.
Tony Khan, yeah. Hey, Tony, Daddy, bring me in, Daddy. Of course, we got stories about Andre the Giant. You
Yeah.
know, that's another story because back in the '80s, when they send specialty people in, like they'd send Andre in for the week and do the week tour in the Florida territory. Then he'd go to Texas and work for a week. Then he'd go to different territories and work for a week. So, and they always had me take them around for the week, like the Fabulous Moolah, the Mintus came in, Fonzie take care of them. The girls come in, Fonzie take care of them. Any Abdullah the Butcher would come in, Fonzie would take care of them for the week. Uh, and Sabu's a whole subject. We talk about
Oh,
Sabu for 3 podcasts.
yeah.
How suicidal. He was a shoot. This guy was actually doing shit that was unbelievable. As he can barely walk today, but he's still talking about having his last match. He's got a
Yeah.
couple more matches in him, and I want to be a big part of it. So we can
He's
talk
looking in
about
good
that.
shape too. I saw pictures of him recently on his Instagram, and he's looking in good shape, Sabu. He's
Oh
ready.
yeah, he looks great, man. I
Mhm.
just seen him. We did WrestleCon, some WrestleCon the other day, 2 weeks ago. We were together. It looks fucking great. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
Uh, so we got so much stuff to talk about. There's another picture of Van Dam, Sabu, Fonzie, and Taz.
Oh, that's
All the
great.
guys that I managed. Uh, there's so many magazines. Remember the Wow magazine?
Oh yeah, I remember that
That came
magazine. Yeah,
out.
absolutely.
Of course, there's Fonzie and
Ooh,
RVD right in the center, the 3-page spread about Mr. Pay Per View, Mr. Monday Night, the whole effing show, RVD and Fonzie. So that's a whole nother subject, and it just goes on and on. This is at the Hammerstein Ballroom. There's uh, all of us are there, all of us, and there's Van Dam and Fonzie right in the middle of it.
yeah.
Olympic gold medal standing
Main
right next to
attraction.
me. Uh, Man, what a show! What a show! I'm just running off real quick. I'm trying to get RVD on tonight. He should be joining us, and he's got a lot to say about a lot of cool stuff that he's going to explain to me and to you guys.
Yeah,
Uh,
absolutely.
Let me get some more plugs in
For
while,
sure.
while we
Why don't you
got
do what
it.
you gotta do? It's been a while.
Oh yeah, ACW. It's Assault Championship Wrestling. They're out of South Jersey, close to Atlantic City. They're running the show pretty soon. Pitbull, Gary Wolf's going to be on it. Jason Knight, Mikey Whipwreck. That's coming up. And let me talk about CCW a little bit because
Sure.
that's one of the main companies. So one of the premier companies in the United States, especially in Florida. They run 3 or 4 shows a month in Florida, and we sell out everywhere we go. And we have a show this Friday in Kissimmee, badass.
Ooh.
Guaranteed the card is stacked, Daddy. And that's the day before I go to Cuba. So it's my last show in the United States. Uh, and then we have a show February 22nd. Mark this down. If you're anywhere near South Florida, go to CCW website. I wanted to do a close up of this belt
Ooh.
because I had this made for CCW. It's a Bill Alfonso hardcore tournament that we're
Ooh.
putting on. And it's gonna be hardcore. We've had so many people try to come in from all over the country, from Japan, England, everywhere. They've been trying to come in and they want to be on the show. It's already sold out, but we're gonna tape it. It'll be on some type of deal on social media, probably on YouTube. But it's gonna be badass. So this is the belt. CCW's been really good to me. And I've been really good to them. So we had this custom Bill Alfonso hardcore coming up February 22nd. I can't wait to see who grabs this belt, Daddy. It's a
That's
beautiful
awesome.
belt. And speaking of belts, hey, Dominic, did you know that I am an executive uh, in uh, this belt company? Ruda Entertainment, they make belts. So we're going to be coming up in Indianapolis. Of course, WrestleMania. We're gonna have they were at WrestleMania in Philadelphia and they sold wrestling belts, but now they asked me to join their company. So it's Bill Alfonso and Ruda Entertainment side by side. And we have all kind of great belts. For instance, here's one of my favorite belts that RVD held.
Yeah, look at that one.
We have these at all
Oh.
the WrestleCons that we're going to be doing in Indianapolis. There's one in upstate New York coming up. Of course, WrestleMania, the biggest WrestleCon there is. We have all kinds of stuff like this. But this is the belt that Van Dam held for 2 years, 3 months, 22 days, and 18 hours, Daddy. The longest television champion ever in the history of the business. And I was his manager, Daddy, calling it right down the middle. RVD, you're fat ass to hold this belt.
Yeah.
And this could be yours. You know, you can have it's a replica, of course, but they're really nice. Ruda Entertainment, Daddy. Can't wait. We're almost done plugging some stuff. Oh, and if you like RVD,
Ooh, yeah.
Sabu, and Fonzie, there's the hat, Daddy. Where can I get this hat?
They can go to 1tsport.com, 1tsport.com. You get the hat exactly like that. It's like the old school classic ECW version that Fonzie was wearing. I'll see if I can pull up the graphic of it here. I think I have a graphic for it.
Oh, yeah. People ask me about this hat all the time. And I see, you know, and it's got Fonzie on. Oh, there it is.
There's Fonzie on the back.
Stuff. Very cool.
Get that
cool.
Fonzie merch. Hey,
yeah.
Speaking of, look who we have here.
You were kind enough to send me a couple of these. My grandson.
Yeah.
Hey, Hey, RVD, Daddy.
Who's that?
There's my boy. Damn, I can't wait. I'm so excited to have RVD on 2025, Daddy.
Happy 2025, Fonzie Daddy.
Heck yeah.
Thank you so much for being a part of our show tonight. When I announced you, I threw a clue in. I didn't say RVD's coming. I said, oh, we got a special guest, and you could call. Here's a hint. You can call him Mr. Mr. Podcast, you know. But anyway, we're so excited. We got a lot of questions for you, and you got a lot of stuff to tell us about how we can join this club. I can't wait to be a part of it. I can't wait, RVD.
That's awesome. And before we talk about Only Wrestlers, I sent you your login info. I texted it to you. Not early enough, but try and, if you can, get on your phone, try and log in like before I tell you. Mine it remembers, and I'll show you that too. But once you sign in, hopefully your phone will remember the password. So,
well, I'm using my phone to record this, so I don't know if I can.
Oh, you are? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I can give a little presentation again like we did on our show, Rob.
Yes, please. This is very important to me and very important to all the super fans that are listening. They can't wait to hear. And it's a new and exciting thing, and I can't wait to be a part of it.
Oh, here it is. Only Wrestlers. Go to onlywrestlers.com, guys. You can sign up for free now. And plenty of talent on here. You just hit the sign up button here in the right-hand corner. Boom. A lot of fan benefits going into play here. You can vote on all things wrestling. Rob gave a whole bunch of details, Rob and Katie together. You can pick what wrestlers are on the card. Your voice matters. Private chat. Rob, there's like an Instagram stories on there too, right, Rob? Is that what you guys have cooking on?
I'll just go ahead and show you now.
Yeah, go ahead and show us. Yeah.
Go ahead and give me the full screen if you don't mind.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Fonzie Daddy, once you sign in on the Only Wrestlers, put me back on the screen, dumb.
Oh, put you back on?
Yeah.
Okay. So there we go.
Give me full screen.
Oh, you want full screen? Okay, I got you.
I want it all. Okay.
All baby.
All right. So this is my phone, right? After you sign in and you're on it, you can tell your phone to save a what do you call an icon? So it's like it's an app then, all right? So it's designed, so it's actually a phone app. So see the O right there? See the O?
See it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That's Only Wrestler. So when I hit that, boom, I'll show you what pops up. All right, the sign-in screen pops up. Now, I don't have to fill in the password, the username and password, because it remembered mine, and that's what I was hoping to get you to this part, because then all you do, is you hit this button that says use RVD. That's my
Those dang passwords.
Okay, and then this is I have to hit it like 7 times before I leave a story. I counted. The video, this is a profile video, Fonzie Daddy. So when someone goes to your page, you have a video that says, "Hey everybody, hey, welcome to my Only Wrestlers profile page, Daddy. This is going to be so awesome." And so that's my profile video, which I'm going to upgrade. But I always hit "Don't show me again," but it shows me every time anyway. Okay, now it comes back to that, and that's where you want to be. That's my profile page, right?
Nice.
So yours
that would be my profile page when I get it set up.
Yep, it'll be just like that. I mean, you have Fonzie instead of Rob Van Dam, but you can see on here you have the ability to go live. I do, and there's a bunch of icons there. You can figure out you can't even really see them in the dark, but
I see it.
Yeah, see those. But the easy thing, Daddy, what I do instead of trying to figure out, which button does what, because obviously that one looks like pictures and then video. But what I do is see those lines in the top corner.
Yep, top. Yep.
Boom! I do everything from there. So I'm on my profile page, and then I click the lines with the drop down menu. Even though you can't see, but now you can. But it gives you all these options. Anything you want to do. Go to the community chat center. Oops. God damn it. Say that again. Hey, it's RVD. All right. If you want to go to the community chat center and see who's in there talking or tell the fans something or whatever, you have that option. You under community chat center. Anything that you want to do, you want to find out on your profile, like how much money you made or whatever. But see, it says my story down there. That's what I like to do, the second to last.
Yeah.
So like I'll go to my story, boom. Okay, and then it goes to upload file. Once you learn this, you'll go to it every time. But I already know the choices, so I want to take a video, boom, and then turn my camera around. Boom. Now I can say, "Hey, what's up, Only Wrestlers?" On the RVD profile page. Guess what? You can be on Fonzie's profile page real soon. And then you can get messages from both of us and find out what's going on with our lives. Stay in touch with us. Keep contact in between seeing us at our outings. And that's what's really cool is like all the fans that you see at the conventions that are lined up to get your picture and get your autograph and meet you, like that moment can't be long enough for them. Like they've been waiting in line. Now it's their chance. A lot of times they're nervous because there's so much pressure on them. They're shaking. But thing is, they walk away and they're like, "Oh my God, I just met Bill Alfonso, man. You know what that guy did?" But now you can say, "Hey, by the way, you can follow me on Only Wrestlers." And they don't have to wait until your next time. They don't have to wait till 5 years when they might see you at a live show and say, "I don't know if you remember me, Bill Alfonso, but I was at that convention at WrestleCon 5 years ago. I got your autograph, man. You were really cool." Now
I get that so much. So much.
So now instead, when you see them, if they follow you at Only Wrestlers, you're going to know them. I mean, by the time you get 5 years from now, you're at a show, they come up and they say, "Hey, Fonzie." You can go, "Hey, Mike, what's going on, brother?" You can keep in touch with them as much as you want. They can message you. And then if you want, you can respond to them. I respond to all my messages right now because I'm trying to, put a lot of energy into the Only Wrestlers. And it's my priority. And everything that I put on there is exclusive. So because of that, I talk about stuff I would never talk about on Instagram or Twitter. I talk about my doctor's appointments and whatever I'm doing through the day. I figure, hey, these are my real people that are following me, subscribing so they can keep up with me. So,
and RVD, the fans that they follow the wrestling, but they want to know more. And this is a chance for them to see our personal life. I can bring them right into my home and meet my dog and my wife and say hello and ask me questions about where I was born and so on and so on. And so I get a really good relation. So this is really good for the hardcore wrestling fans.
Yeah, it sure is. I don't think anything's been done like this. I mean, there's been things, where different platforms over the years that I've tried to, have like a little personal relationship with subscription. There was something called Tweet Secret. You don't remember that, do you? That was so long ago. Tweet Secret.
I don't remember that.
It was so cool, man. I used to edit videos on that one, so like a daily video would take a lot of work because I put cuts in it and maybe some text, but man, I used to use that all the time. And like through one of my whole WWE runs, I recorded myself coming into the city, like, whoa, look at the skyline heading into Dallas. And then coming in, walking by the trucks. Hey, RVD's not on the truck. That sucks. And then go into the building, a little interaction with some of the guys, hey, what's up, Dolph Ziggler? And I got all this stuff on my Tweet Secret videos that I did, but no one's ever seen those. So I still have all that. I'll probably put it on here, but that was kind of the idea way back then to do like this. And that was 2000. Well, that was 10 years ago.
Holy shit.
Maybe 11. But like whenever something new, exciting, even Cameo was something new and exciting at one point,
right?
Something came up like, I guess I'll try it. It was Shad Gaspar that talked me into joining Cameo. Man, I remember the conversation, and like, yeah, I'm familiar with the idea and the platform. No, this one's going to be cool, man. These people are getting behind it, and everyone's going to get it. I said, all right. We'll try it. But anyway, this is we're having a lot of fun with this. And then the following part, as far as like, and it's up to you as the creator, Fonzie. You can just say good morning every day, or you could show them you doing burpees by the pool, or you could show them your favorite recipe. It's all up to you. You could show your family, you could show just whatever, your awards. It's all up to us how much you want to work on it, if what the subscription is. It's all based on you, like how much you want to use it. So it's for the wrestlers, and all the wrestlers that are hearing this, you're invited to come and check it out. It's for the wrestlers to build their relationship with the fans, to offer them an extension to the meet and greet. And then they have an agenda, because once they join, they become an association. And then now we go on to some bigger things. We're going to start booking shows in the near future, and the Only Wrestlers Association, which is everybody together, is going to be making those decisions. The fans are going to be voting and helping us on increasingly more important decisions as we grow and move along.
The fans love to be a part of backstage stuff. They love it. I get questions all the time. What was it like to travel with RVD in the car? What was it like to travel with Andre the Giant? What was it like to meet Dusty's friend? What was it like to do this? And I tell them, but I only got a few minutes and I'm walking into the building. So what a platform.
Yeah. Yeah, some of the people that really get it, like, this is a great idea. This is going to blow up, and that's so awesome. And then other people are like, oh, all right, I'll get around. I'll find some time to, to sign into my account later. And some of those guys I've taken off. I'm like, if you're not going to use it, then, don't say you're going to use it just to do me a favor and help, appreciate it. But at this point, we want to clean it up, because only the wrestlers that are on Only Wrestlers are going to be used in our shows, in our wrestling shows.
Yeah.
And it's not super expensive for a normal fan that makes, that's middle income part of the country, hardworking guys. It's not super expensive for them to enjoy it.
Right. I think the bottom price is like $6.99 a month, if I'm not mistaken. And they can go up. They can go up to whatever they want, $50, whatever. But some of them are around 20. Some of the wrestlers that are currently using it, and that are getting paid from their followers, subscriptions. And as far as that goes, we talked about this before, but there's still the incentives when you sign your friends up and you make a percentage of them, and that goes for both followers and for wrestlers. So that's part of what we got locked in as well to make it, even cooler. But yeah, if you could have recorded some stuff back then in the day, Daddy, when you were taking Giant Gonzalez around, and
I have tons of it.
Man.
Oh, great. You can see, that's the thing too. You can put new video, you can put old video on it, you can do live videos on it. there's like a feed, a regular feed where you can add whatever you want to just add to it. Or you also have a separate video wall on your profile and a photo wall on your profile. You have a store. You have a store on your. I just put stuff in my store. My store is expensive because it's my personal stuff, like the action figures you're holding. I got those in the boxes, and I don't have very many, so I only have a few of each. And because they're ordering them from me, I'm going to actually sign it to the buyer and then make sure it gets mailed to them. So there's no other business that can do that because I don't have my eBay set up like that anymore because I don't live in the same state as my eBay guy. We used to do that, have personal requests, but now the store is the place to go. So you have a store too, Daddy. When you check that, when you get up to that top right drop down menu, everything is on that list. Everything is on the list. It makes it so easy. And also the fans can put in special requests, where they right now it's called pay-per-views, which is something you can actually do a special pay-per-view and just have it for sale. It can be like RVD and Fonzie talk about Sabu or whatever, and you could just sell that as a video, and the fans that want to pay for it will pay and then get that, and then it's like a package deal where they get a personal video, and we're learning how to use that as a cameo so they can request what video you do, but they can always do that through the messages. I haven't done that yet on there, but it's one of the things that you're able to do. One of the many ways that you can make money on there.
Rob, here's a dumb question. Go ahead, Fonzie. Go ahead.
There's no dumb questions, Daddy.
Well, so say if there's a new wrestler or like coming in trying to get that name for themselves and stuff like that, are they still able to do a free subscription for people though, just to kind of get a connection with fans and stuff like that? Say if like somebody's on the upstart and trying to just get their name out there, so to speak.
And even let's say I'm Chris Masters and I'm not necessarily a new wrestler, right?
Sure, yeah.
Let's say I got a profile on Only Wrestlers, and let's say I'm not really ready to get to it yet. I got, like next month I'm gonna have a lot of time. I'm going to wrap my head around it. Chris can set the price to $0, and then fans that are interested can just like join up. He can watch his group of followers build, which would inspire him, influence him to start doing stuff when he is ready. And then when he changes the price, if he says, okay, it's $9.99 instead of $0, it's not just going to like automatically like charge all those people. Like they'll be notified or
they'll let
and then it's up to them if they want to stay on or not. And so that's something to do. Like myself and Katie Forbes and the Only Wrestlers profiles, we're always going to be free.
You're always going to be free. Yeah. So that's great, because my plan is I'm gonna, like, for the new year, I'm gonna start doing a little bit of like written content that's kind of exclusive to Only Wrestlers. And then like, little blog stuff that are like kind of maybe like news updates or stuff like that.
That's a good idea. Maybe
Yeah.
I'll do that too, because that's something I don't do anywhere else. I used to do blogs on MySpace, and I really enjoyed it.
I was going to ask, I was going to follow up because you said Tweet Secret. I was like, did you have a MySpace too?
Yeah, sure did. That's probably my first time getting into all of this social media platforms. It was back in those days.
Hell yeah.
It sounds like a guy with a lot of energy like me. I have a lot to give, and I love telling stories. I got a lot of stories from all the way from WCW Ted Turner to Florida Championship Wrestling with Dusty and Eddie Graham. I got so many great stories. I'm dying to tell somebody.
Yeah.
But I don't have the time. When I go to the shows, I go to the Comic-Cons, we signed autograph and they keep moving. And they asked me, hey, what was your favorite match in Florida Championship Wrestling? I said, well, it was Dusty and Dick Murdoch against each other in a Bull Rope match or whatever. But I don't have time to go into the details, but this will give me time to explain because I'm high energy. I got a lot of good stuff. Oh, I love the kitty. Is that a kitty?
Look at Lovey. It's Pup. It's Lovey. Look at
You're a love bug. You're so sweet.
So this is perfect. So they get to meet your personal pet. They get to see the inside RVD's house. Get to meet his puppy. You hanging out with Katie Forbes, who's one of the top 10 most beautiful girls on the planet. You get all that on. My God, I can't wait.
And it's really convenient because like I like doing the stories because I can just check in with it, and I can do that almost anywhere. The only place I found that isn't cool to upgrade my story so far is in the dark. Like sometimes I'll be like watching TV in the room or my bedroom or something, and I go to leave a message, and I go, I can't see me. Besides that, could be driving, could be on a train, could be anywhere. If you have a second, you could just be like, hey, everybody, just checking in with you. As you can see, I'm at the airport. I got an hour and a half till my flight. I think I'm going to go hit the bar. I'll see you there. And it's convenient because you don't have to like write out a script, and you don't have to make sure that the lighting and everything behind you is all cool. I mean, you can if you want, but I don't look at it, especially the story part, as being that professional. Whereas like on the podcast, you want to look real cool, and this is your office, this is your place of work. But for the Only Wrestlers, instead of being at your place of work, you're bringing the fans with you everywhere you go. And so that's your place of work. So the convenience of it is off the hook too.
Yeah, I think the fans want to see the backstage stuff and want to see not edited and makeup and get everything on the lining perfect. They want to see exactly what we see, what we're doing.
Heck yeah.
What an opportunity for the fans and the wrestlers.
And we're always growing. Like every few weeks, we find like a whole new area, where we can like, hey, this would be really cool to add for the fans to do on Only Wrestlers. Because we want the website to be like a hub for all things wrestling. We want to do our podcasts on the Only Wrestlers website when we're able to do that. And feature all the other wrestlers and give them a chance to feature whatever they want to as creators. So we're always like growing and looking forward to where we're going to be at in 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's the way to do it too. And Fonzie, what you were saying too is like the neat thing is, it's like if you have a story to share, like, hey, I have a quick Dusty Rhodes story, you can go up on your Instagram, your stories on Only Wrestlers, and share it there real quick. And it's there for people to see and check out. So you
can post it on your stories, which the stories, disappear like in 24 hours.
Oh, okay. So
Instagram, but you can post it on your video wall. You can put it on your feed, which is the same thing. Not the same thing, but I mean, I don't know the big difference as far as like who looks at what more, but I'm trying to find that out. I'm trying to get all the feedback so I can see like how many people watch my story versus look at the video. There's all kinds of information like that I'm trying to wrap my head around so I can understand it better and spend my time in the right places, so it's a really big project.
You can share pictures like that too. Just post pictures of like you and Dusty or whatever too, because you have so much of that stuff. Yeah. Or like magazine articles inside, like inside the magazines and stuff. You could do a lot of cool stuff with that, I think.
One thing I started doing, and I still got a lot of developing to do on it. Like I got a big list in my head. I want to redo, hopefully tonight, but I always say that every day. I have a big list every day, but I want to redo my profile program to give people an idea of what to expect. And instead of that one I just threw together, and then I want to add to my photo wall. And one thing that I did, because I was like, I haven't put any pictures in my photo department yet. I'm going to do that. And I looked through the phone and I found pictures that you couldn't see anywhere else because they were me and celebrities from conventions that are on my phone. And I never made shows out of those conventions yet. So I'm like, hey, I'm going to pop some of these photos up here and have a celebrity, and you have different rooms too. Like you have I don't know if they're files or folders, probably folders. So there's a RVD and celebrities folder on my picture page. And then the next one could be, I could do a complete different folder, RVD and Fonzie, greatest moments.
Yeah.
I've met so many celebrities, and from Donald Trump at Madison Square Garden way before it was presidential, Luther Vandross, so many different cool people. So I love to share, and I got pictures with all these people. So that's pretty cool.
That's pretty awesome.
Cool.
Very cool.
Yeah, you can definitely do some stuff like that for sure. That's great. Hey, we got a couple questions in here. Here's a good one for both of you guys. Question for Fonzie. Kyle Z asks, did you ever wish you pulled back just a bit on the whistle during RVD matches? Did you ever think you should lighten up on the whistle, Fonzie, when you're whistling during
Well, if I go back and look at a 30-minute match with RVD and Jerry Lynn, I might have overblew it. Now, if I could, well, you can change things in the past, but what I do now is I blow it in my entrance. I'll blow it a little bit during the match, but not the whole freaking match like I was. But I would change it a little bit. Blow it at the beginning, the middle, at the end. But just a little bit too much. The whistle is, pretty loud and out there. But I'll blow it right now. You can't take that for 30 minutes. So you can take it for a couple of minutes. That's the only thing I've changed. But no regrets. No regrets at all. The whistle's what's got me over.
Rob, did you ever get distracted by the whistle?
Almost never.
Yeah.
I got those too, Daddy. I was just thinking, should I go run and grab my Fonzie whistles to show everybody? But it's the same thing right there. I got a few of those that Fonzie gave me at a convention. And people will ask me all the time, like, how can you stand that whistle? It drives me crazy. I must have just got used to it because I wouldn't usually hear it. It would not distract me at all unless every once in a while I might be laying on the apron. Like selling my neck. I just took something, and Fonzie would be standing on the floor and be right in my ear sometimes. Treats every once in a while he would get me with something like that. Same thing with water. Every once in a while I'd be like, I'd lay on my back and he'd pour water around, and I'd almost drown. And those were the rare few times that stood out. But otherwise, I wouldn't even notice.
That's awesome.
Great question, and that's something for us to talk about and forever. But on our platform.
Yeah, absolutely. That's some good shit you can share too. Rob, Maddie asks a question. RVD.
What, Maddie?
He's
supporting all our shows.
Hey, Maddie, Daddy.
He is. He's a big advocate.
Daddy. I like that.
Yep. Maddie Daddy.
Maddie Daddy.
He says he wants to buy a signed RVD figure today. Do you ship to Australia? And he says, hi, Dom and Fonzie, hitting some Smoko. Happy 420.
If you buy it, I'm going to have to ship it, dude.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I will ship
Maddie, we still got yours, too, because he won. He won Fonzie. He won a jacket for Fonzie. We got to ship it somehow. Yeah, it's crazy to ship it. It's like so expensive. So we tried to figure out.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
We see your address on there, Daddy.
Yeah.
Sorry, Daddy.
Oh, yeah. Be careful. I might have to blur that out. That's okay, though.
Yeah, man, we remember all you OG fans, and I was thinking of I have many undeveloped thoughts and projects and ideas, and I always have, but one of them that I had was to give our followers another agenda, something to do, just the ones that are interested in it. And Dom, I wanted to talk to you about it because last week you started talking about fantasy football.
Yeah.
Do you know about fantasy wrestling, how that works and everything?
Oh, dude, I used to do it as a kid, like a lot, like
because I was thinking,
stuff like that. Yeah,
I've had this idea for months where we could offer a fantasy wrestling for our fans that are interested in getting into that.
Yeah.
And then it could actually convert into being something actual tangible once we start running shows. And also in the beginning, while fans like Maddie Daddy are signing up, we could actually, this is my idea, but we could actually, for lack of a better word, deputize some of these OG fans and have agents that are in different locations across the country, across the world, which could be just for the sake of, it could be for a minimal sake of whatever we start with at the beginning. But then eventually when we're running shows and we're hitting the road and we're live out there, that could actually be helpful for everybody to actually have a contact somewhere. So it's an undeveloped idea, and I don't know anything about, I tried to learn it, for me. I definitely, if we were going to do this, it would take someone like you coming in and running the whole thing, because there's no way I'm going to learn it from what I've seen. It looks too complicated for me to cram into my head, but we could talk about that. I talked to a different friend of mine, and we ended up saying, although it'd be really cool, might not be worth it in the long run. That's what he came up with. But if you got a different idea, or
so the neat thing is, so when I was a kid, it would be via video game. So what you would do is you would create your own wrestler basically, and like it would be on the video game. But what you would do is you would be on a message board basically with other fans and stuff like that, and you would create a wrestling company with this person, and somebody would book the matches, lay out the feuds. You cut your own promos, be written out and kind of things like that. So there's different ways you can kind of do it. So we should definitely talk about that though. I think that's
because the whole idea with Only Wrestlers is we're giving the fans a chance, that a bigger chance than anyone is giving them to actually be part of the industry, part of what's making the wheels go round, and a big part too, which will increasingly grow as our company does, as the fan base grows. Then everything's going to be more in their hands than the beginning. So that actually sounds like I've always thought, like maybe it could be a good idea.
Yeah, 100% it could be. Yeah, I was very invested.
I'd love to hear from the OWA if that's something they would like to do or not.
That'd be sweet. That'd definitely be sweet. And that's the neat thing too, is like what those E-Feds used to do too, is they'd incorporate actual wrestlers. So Raven, I remember, was in our federation, and you had other guys that would come in and out. Like somebody could be managed by Fonzie or something in the fantasy.
And then would you compete in the video game while you're playing it? And then
what we used to do is just take pictures, like screen grabs of it. So like your wrestler would be in action and you could see him wrestling the other person. It'd just be a cool interactive way. Your own creation is going up against somebody else in the federation. And so it's kind of neat. I
want you to give that some thought and let's talk about it.
Hell yeah, let's do it. I'm game for it. I'm definitely. Yeah. Fonzie, we had another question. This is an interesting one. Skullface Records asked, did you ever get to work with Tommy Young?
Yeah, Tommy Young. He was a great referee for Mid-Atlantic, Jim Crockett in the Carolinas, and they were based out of Charlotte. Of course, Tommy Young, one of the great referees in my era. He's my era, so about the same age. Yeah, Tommy Young. And in fact, they exchanged Florida Championship Wrestling. I was referee, and they sent me to Charlotte for 6 months and sent Tommy Young down to Florida to take some of the heat off us, because you remember back in the day, the referees would get a lot of heat. We'd walk out, we get more boos than the damn heels. So they exchanged us. And Tommy Young, a great guy, great referee.
Yeah. He was the standard bearer a lot of the times. People would think of him as the main guy to go to. I know everybody speaks highly of him, like if they watch Crockett and stuff like that. That's a cool
David
question.
Manning was a great referee out of Texas. There was so many. Bronco Lubitsch was a former wrestler, ended up being a great referee. And a lot of guys that were former wrestlers fell into place to referee, like Gordon Nelson, who was a shooter, who was badass. He refereed a little bit. There's so many guys. Stu Swartz, a lot of referees. Yeah, that I admire and I've been friends with for years, and that's a good topic to talk about on
future episode with RVD. Or on Only Wrestlers too. Rob, did you have any favorite referees that you got to work with?
Let's see. That's a good question.
Great question.
I would say yes. Mike Chioda was one of my favorites, because he's a friend of mine, so I would have more fun. Yeah, so I would have more fun in the ring because I might talk to him a little bit, a couple jokes back and forth or try and make him laugh, and that's fun when you can do that. But I love Charles Robinson, love Chad.
Chad Patton?
I guess that's him. He's the guy that's been there forever.
Yeah, dude, he just refereed, I think, the main event of Raw Netflix last night.
I saw him in I think he was in the first match. Anyway.
Oh, maybe that was it. Maybe it was the Roman Reigns match. He was
yeah. So those are, I guess Pee Wee from back in the ECW days.
Oh yeah, little Pee Wee, the Sabu's boy, and then Giant Pee Wee. Was he a ring announcer or?
Yeah, he was I forgot. He was a ring announcer for a little bit. For a few weeks or something.
Giant Pee Wee?
Yeah.
There's a little Pee Wee and a giant Pee Wee?
Yeah, because they would just talk about sports all day and they were like two peas in a pod. Even though he didn't look like him or anything, they acted very much alike and always were doing their own thing. And Sabu labeled them Pee Wee and Giant Pee Wee.
That's fantastic.
And being a referee for me gave me longevity because when I was young, my dad came home with 2 tickets for wrestling, and I didn't know anything about wrestling. So I went, and there was Eddie Graham and Bobby Shane and all these guys. So
That's
I wanted
awesome.
to be a wrestler. But I was only 155 pounds. I'm still only 160 now. So
That's the
that was the
average
best
wrestler
thing for
nowadays.
me. It gave me longevity. I got into refereeing, and I've been in the business 44 years. If I would have got into wrestling back in 1980, I'd be done by now, you know. And still,
Right.
I'm very active today because of refereeing. It was a blessing for me to be small.
Some people are
By
shouting
the
out.
way, shout out to Jim Molyneux, John Finnegan.
Oh, Jim Molyneux, yeah.
Yeah.
Again, I briefly met John, I think, at one of the conventions. I briefly met him. Yeah. All good. Yeah, I was Rob today too. It was the 24th anniversary actually of we talked about you wrestling Jerry Lynn. This is the 24th anniversary of you wrestling him at Guilty as Charged, which was the final ECW taping that took place at the Hammerstein Ballroom. So
happy anniversary, guys.
happy anniversary, everybody.
Happy anniversary. I think that's the only thing that I missed. It was towards the end. That was probably the last tape, last pay-per-view. We said we
Fonzie
did
wasn't there?
22 pay-per-views, and
No.
I did 21 of them. No, I missed that one because the budget was gone. The company was folding. They couldn't afford the flights and so on and so on. So that's the only one I missed. But
you know who held the chair for you? So you did the Van Terminator to Jerry.
Joe Gertner, right? No.
That's right. Yeah.
Was it?
Joe Gertner.
It was Gertner. Okay, yeah.
Gertner,
I remember that.
Well.
I don't know if I did it on Rhino or Jerry Lynn, though.
You did on Jerry Lynn. I watched the match. It was a great match. It was a great match.
I really loved wrestling him.
You busted open your mouth, and there was like blood like coming out of your mouth, and you're like, "It's great to be back." You were saying that to a fan. It's like, blood.
Hey, RVD,
we love that, Daddy. Didn't we love that?
Yeah.
Daddy, back in the day when we were busted open or bleeding, like we thought that's like so good for the business. Fonzie or Pee Wee would come over, like if I had a little cut or something, Pee Wee would come over and act like he's like checking, but really he'd be like pushing it, like prying it open, trying to get more blood to come out.
Right.
Because he knew that was good for the business.
RVD, do you remember the match where we knocked out Jerry Lynn and you had to go pick him up off the floor?
Yeah, I do.
And he was limp. And we gave him a couple minutes, slapped him around, and he got back and finished the match. Can you believe it?
Yeah, it was crazy. He's up on the top rope.
Yes.
And I kicked him, and he like went to bump, and his foot got hooked on the rope or something, and it made him like fall in a weird way. So then when he went, and we normally never had mats. That was part of ECW, was
right.
Cement. For some reason, this building had mats, but when Jerry fell, when he put his hands hit the ground first, and he pushed the mat away. He pushed the mat away and bopped his head right on the cement.
He was knocked out, literally concussion, knocked out cold. I remember specifically RVD trying to pick him up, and he was all limp, and we had to do something, and we played it by ear, and we finished the match. So hats off to Jerry Lynn, who's a 5-star wrestler, man. Jerry Lynn was badass.
5-star dude too.
5-star dude.
Yeah, I love Jerry Lynn.
Fonzie, is that the only match that you remember that you and I were in when someone got knocked out cold like that?
Well, that one rings a bell because it was so, we had 7 or 8 fantastic, probably 24 fantastic matches, but that was one of the only ones that I really remember big time, that because it was so blatant that he was knocked out, and I was panicking a little bit. I didn't know what to do for the guy, but somehow.
Unfortunately, that's not new to me. I know what to do. I can handle it because I've been there quite a few times, and I don't remember you being there before. But I'm just thinking about the guys I've put to sleep, and Jim Steele, but that was in Japan, and that time was amazing because we were at the Korakuen Hall, and in Japan everything is so quiet when they're in between their pops.
Right. They clap.
Right. So me and Sabu used to do this move where we throw a guy face first into the corner. And then when he would back out of the corner, we both hit opposite ropes on the second rope and then do a double springboard into a kick. And I rolled my hip over and decided to do a round kick instead of just like a leg lariat, which isn't as safe. And I caught him, bam, and he went to sleep. And he stayed out for so long and it was so quiet. All the way in the back, the top row of the bleachers, you could hear him snoring.
Wow.
It was so loud. Yeah. And I didn't know what to do. Me and Jackie Fulton ended up playing tug of war with his body, but I was really pushing him over to his corner so he could get a kick, so he could get a tag, I mean. But I went up to the top rope. I was planning on doing a cross body to him. But when I got up there, I realized he ain't getting up. You know, and I'm waiting, and he's just snoring, and it was so loud, it was obvious he wasn't going to pop up. So all right. I jumped and I turned it into a frog splash, and he shit himself.
Oh my god!
And then we could we were all like gagging, and then playing tug of war with his body. And then after Jackie Fulton tagged and came in, Sabu ran over there and rolled Jim off the apron to the floor. And he did that thinking he was helping him because he wore a mask. I think his name was Wolf at the time.
Okay.
Thunder Wolf or just Wolf. And Sabu thought that he might choke on his mask, so his instincts told him to get him to the floor, and he started like trying to take his mask off. And all the young boys were fighting Sabu because they thought he was trying to take advantage of him and pull his mask off while he's knocked out. So they were all like trying to push him away, and he's like seriously trying to fight them to get to him, thinking he's going to save them. And then anyway, that was just one time that I remember. You know,
and this is exactly what people want to hear. And so the for wrestlers only, this is the kind of stuff you're going to hear. This is backstage stuff that nobody knows about and we don't talk about.
Okay, Rob? His name was Wolf Hockfield. Wolf Hockfield was his name.
I never knew that.
Yeah, late 1997.
Okay.
Yep.
I never knew that.
And apparently it was based off the Wolf Hockfield character from Virtua Fighter.
That I did think. Okay, cool. I love that game.
I remember you talking about that.
I made that connection myself, but I don't think that I actually knew for sure that that's what they were doing. That's good to know.
Yeah, how about that? A little fun fact. That's pretty neat.
I miss that game. That's like it's the last newest game that I played. So it's been that long. It's been a while. It's been that long since I've had an advanced, like, wow, this technology is great. You know, I'm sure it's blown away now.
Fonzie, did you ever get knocked out?
Oh, I've had so many concussions. Yes, that's why my memory's not that great. I'm still good looking and I look youthful because I'm off the hard drugs and alcohol so much. But yeah, the concussions really rang my bell. I've had some that I had to get rushed to the hospital. It was Wahoo McDaniel against Sergeant Slaughter. The finish was Sergeant Slaughter rolls out, grabs the belt, brings it into the ring. He's going to use it on Wahoo, but when he comes in the ring, Wahoo kicks him in the gut, grabs the belt, backs him into the turnbuckle. I'm behind Sergeant Slaughter. Wahoo goes to hit Slaughter, and Slaughter moves, and he hits the referee, and I disqualify him with the belt.
Yeah.
But he hit me. I was small, and he couldn't see me, so he came down this way instead of this way. He came down this way, and I had to get rushed to the hospital, unconscious, 30-something stitches and staples in my head, and it was terrible. Yeah, I've been knocked out many, many times. In fact, before WrestleMania 9, which is right here with The Undertaker and Giant Gonzalez. Remember, Giant Gonzalez wasn't a fantastic worker. He got over because of his size, but, you know, so that match, and Vince likes, before WrestleMania, that he likes the match that's a WrestleMania to kind of rehearse a little bit the week before. So the week before, we did the match at some spot show for WWF a week before WrestleMania. The finish was he grabs the referee, which was me, and choke slams me. and at the rehearsal, he choke slammed me. Instead of letting me float down, he pushed me down, knocked me out unconscious, cold as fuck, knocked out completely. Knocked out completely. That's where Pat Patterson would never left my side. He was an agent at the match. And when I went to take a shower, he followed me in the shower and sat down and watched me take a shower because he was worried about me being unconscious and all that. He might have grabbed my dick. I hope not, but motherfucker. I don't, but yeah, knocked out many, many times. Not as many times as the wrestlers, but oh yeah.
Jeez.
Fonzie, I have had the misfortune of catching quite a few people in my matches over the years that weren't even my opponents. You know, like I know I kicked Jim Molyneux, caught him. I know I busted the nose on the ring announcer guy, Bob Ortiz, one time.
Yeah, Bob Ortiz.
Yeah, did I ever potato you? Did I ever kick you or anything like?
Yeah, you potato me, but not. I don't remember. There were so many of them because that was just part of our gig. You worked really hard and really stiff, and the wrestlers can. I'm not going to complain. I don't care if I get knocked out once in a while or a little juice or whatever. That's part for the course. But yeah, I can't remember one specific spot where you really. You never did anything on purpose, but yeah, where the pie. Remember, we used to do the hot potato with the chair.
Yep.
And then I ended up winning, and he do the spin kick, and he spin kicked me with the chair. Yeah, you let me up quite a few times.
Okay, Dominic, I think you'll appreciate this. It was so random. I used to do like a chicken wing, like underhook, like front face buster.
Yeah, right? Yeah. I remember that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I used to do that. And then I stopped because I thought it was too close to Triple H's move. Out of respect for Triple H, when I went to WWE, I quit doing it just because I thought, well, it's kind of like the pedigree, except for like way, way better because I have him way up here and then bring him down. That's what I was thinking anyway.
Yeah, yeah.
And plus, nobody could take it. People would either land on their knees or they wouldn't know what I'm doing. And it was, and back then I wasn't like nowadays where I want to go over everything and tell everyone what I'm doing or whatever. So because of all that, because I couldn't just slide it in without somebody being like, I don't know what you're going to do. My knees were up. And I gave that move up. But anyway, ECW one time I took, I think it was Doug Furnace, but I brought him up with the chicken.
Doug Furnace, yeah.
Yeah, and then boom, down into a flat like face buster. Boom. And when he hit, there was a chair that was folded that was flat in the middle of the ring. And boom, when his feet hit that chair, it slid all the way across the ring. And Bob Ortiz sitting at the ring announcer's table, at this height, and the chair just slides right over the canvas. Caught him right.
Oh, no.
Yeah. I mean, it probably hurt, but it's funny just because it's so amazing that even happened.
Yeah, like the weird shit that happens in some of the wrestling matches. It's like fucking crazy.
And Bob Ortiz never laced a pair of boots up. He was a ring announcer and that nice, tall, pretty wife too. So for him to get potatoed or something in the match, that was very unusual. For him. Right. I mean, it's the first and last time he was not,
Yeah, I felt bad. Dude, sorry. I didn't mean to. I couldn't do that if I meant to.
Rob, I wanted to ask you too, since we're with Fonzie and stuff. When you started working with him and everything like that, and you kind of got aware of like his resume, his background resume, working with these wrestlers and stuff, did that kind of add some like stuff? Like what did you kind of garner from Fonzie when you like worked with him initially? Like, was there anything that you kind of took away from him?
Well, initially, it seems to me like Fonzie got put with me so early that I don't remember there being much of a time cushion without him. I think everything was still new. I was still learning everybody and learning the style, learning the fans, learning the company. So, it was, okay, I got a manager now. And all right, I didn't think at the time that it was probably because I didn't, promos wasn't my thing. And that took a while. And it took working with Fonzie for me to actually come around to where I like doing promos and stuff. But I just remember, that he was with Taz, and Sabu told me they were like switching and putting with me, and I don't remember, like I wasn't like dead set against it. I wasn't excited for it. It was just something like, this is what we're doing. I was like, okay. And then working with him, I loved it. I loved our chemistry. I loved how we play off each other. I love how we talk off each other in the promos, and loved having him out in the ring. And then, as I learned his history and how long he's been around and all that stuff, like I didn't even know he was a referee. I was like, what? Seriously, he was a referee before this? And yeah, no, just the more I learned, the more respect I had for him, and the more I understood, that he's been in this business for a while. And in some very important moments, and so I was, it just cemented the idea or the whole companionship even stronger, because it made me appreciate it more. Seeing, I like bragging on him. I'd be bragging to the fans. Hey, tell them about when, did you used to take Giant Gonzalez around? Like Tim White took Andre the Giant. Fonzie was Giant Gonzalez's Tim White. And I just love that, because people are like, are you really? Like, they're happy to hear it if they didn't know. So I didn't know much. And then it just, as we grew off of bounced back and forth off each other, and him being so excited and full of energy, and me being relaxed, Fonzie, calm down. And I liked it. And also, by the way, he takes his job to heart, and he acts as me and Sabu's manager in and off camera, so there's lots of times we get to a hotel and Fonzie's already there, and he's like, hey, Danny, I got you guys the best room. I got here and made sure that you guys get on the top floor and get a suite, this and that. And he'd look out for us and see if we ever need anything, not just on camera, but always. And so I've always appreciated that, Fonzie Daddy.
Fonzie, yeah, hell
Thanks,
yeah.
RVD, for putting me over like you guys did. And what a spot that I had. Remember, I was a referee for all those years, and then Paul Heyman brought me in I was supposed to come in for 4 weeks anti-ECW, because I just left WWF. Vince wants a doctor, his wife, and the 2 kids at ringside. ECW's audience was 90% male from 19 to 32 years old, hardcore, and they wanted me to be anti-ECW, so that was easy for me to do, and I got big heat that Paulie thought it was a good idea for me to switch to a manager. I've never been a manager. I've been refereeing for 25 years, so I had to get used to that role. And then they put me with you and Sabu and One and Run. I was on top for the 22 pay-per-view. I think we did 22 pay-per-views, and I was on 21 of them with you guys. So what a break I got get to be your manager. And I learned on the fly too, how to do promos and stuff, because referees don't do promos.
Sure.
Once or twice a year, they might do one promo. Oh yeah, you do over the top rope disqualification. But I was doing it weekly, and Paul Heyman said, just treat it like a shoot. I said, what do you mean? So you're going to be in ECW Arena January 25th. You're going to fight Taz. It's Sabu. Okay, Daddy. January 25th, ECW sold out, standing room only, Daddy. Taz, you better bring your best game, because you're with the whole effing show. RVD, come get some. So it was pretty cool. I was learning on the fly too. Thanks, RVD.
That's great.
Hey, what year was that? What year did you come into ECW?
I came in May of '95, and they put me with Taz for about 6 months, and he didn't need me because he could do his own promos. And they put me with Sabu, who couldn't do a promo and didn't do promos, and with you.
So were you with Sabu when I got there in January?
I think so. Well, maybe not. I'm a little confused about that because my concussions, I can't remember exactly. But
you got put with me like really soon,
almost immediately.
Right? Okay, that's right. That's what I remember. Yeah,
because I think I just sent you a match of you, one of your first matches, and you weren't with me. You wrestled some guy and you went over. Damn, I thought I just sent it to you.
Ian Rotten was his first match.
Yes, yes.
Axel
Yes.
Rotten. Axel Rotten.
Oh yeah, that was your debut match, and I
Yeah.
didn't know he could work like
Axel
that.
was like,
I thought it was hardcore, but he knew how to wrestle.
yeah.
Yeah, that was my debut, and you weren't with me yet, but I think
No.
shortly after.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I was wrestling against Sabu, we had 3 or 4 matches, like the Matter of Respect match, the
That was a good one. Yeah.
stretcher
That's
match,
the match. We watched that one.
Hardcore Heaven. I think it was after, it must have been after or during those. I don't remember the exact angle or storyline that we did that put us together. Do you?
Well, it was before '97 because in '97 that's where I had that Beulah Fonzie match, and I got the little bit of juice. It was supposed to be a tag match, me and you against Streamer and Beulah. Then you guys backed out. It was just Fonzie and Beulah,
Is
and
that
then
because
we
I?
had that bloodbath. That was good. So that was '97. So somewhere in '96, I think.
Yeah, that makes sense.
How about that?
We were there for the whole run together. So, and I had a great spot. My God, I was so grateful to have a fucking good spot.
Fonzie, what did you see in RVD early on? Did you see other wrestlers that you worked with? Like
No, I see something unusual. He was unusual. He's got those tree trunks for legs. He was fucking really into his shit. He was a cross between so many guys and himself. I knew it was a specialty item, That's why he stood out from all the guys. That's why they called him the
One
whole
of a kind.
show.
One of
And
a
that
kind.
was a shoot, Nobody could. I'd hate for the guys to go on after Van Nap because they can't. It's hard to follow his act,
Hell yeah.
He's a special guy in the ring, and he cares, loves the business, loves to get in there and fucking, work snug and stuff. He was unusually 5-star, unusually, he shined more than other guys. I'm not saying that because he's right there on the shoot. I say that all the time. It's unusual.
I don't think that I realized that I was considered different until, maybe 2 or 3 years into ECW, like when I was like really jamming and really getting the niche and hearing Joey Styles talk about how unique my moves are and stuff. And because I remember even in 2001 when I went to WWE, and JR would say, RVD with those unorthodox moves of his, I was still like, he thinks that I'm different too, and it was like it wasn't something that I just knew or accepted. But then once I owned it, I feel like, sometimes like I'm just mentally on a different species, like I talk about it on my podcast. It's a basic thing.
And you proved it. We proved it. And, you proved it. The best 5-star frog splash in the business, Eddie Guerrero, God bless him, a really good one. A lot of good guys, but you're the number 1 5-star. The coast to coast, the mentor, all kind of shit. My God, you did some unusual stuff,
Rob,
yeah, I always try to think of moves I hadn't seen before,
Yeah.
And that was my goal. But sometimes when I read comments from the fans and they say everything about him, like the way that he moves and the way he talks, and it's like, man, if they really think that I am so unique in that nature, like I don't even know how to share that because it's not like something I'm doing on purpose,
Yeah.
Like I try to tell people, just don't be afraid of being yourself, live by your values, learn what your values are. Don't live by other people's values instead of yours, and don't try to be like somebody else if you want to be different, but other than that, I think I was probably just always different my whole life, and because of my view and my perspective on life and the way I think and everything, I look at everything different. I always have a different answer than everybody else on everything, different feelings than everybody else when it comes to the group mentality of how the rest
and you were doing something nobody else was doing, like the split leg and the 2 men's holding up the big weight world record. We had the fucking Guinness Burger world record people right there. You know what I mean? You did some pretty fucking cool stuff, RVD, that nobody else did.
We had fun, Daddy.
Sure did.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
So that made you different right there. Who else could do that? Who else was on the cover of the freaking Or the
High
best championship pot smokers, Daddy. You know, we did it all.
time. Absolutely.
People think that that's the cover of High Times, but it's
It
not.
should have been. It should have been.
You got Fonzie said it was Ozzy Osbourne who beat you guys out.
Yeah, we were going to be on the cover, and we got bumped by Ozzy. Understood, but people in their mind, they always remember it differently.
Yeah, because everybody's like, "Oh, you were on the cover of High Times, weren't you?"
One of the many legends about me that aren't exactly true. Yeah, there's a list of them.
And we had like a 3 or 4 centerfold spread out of that. That's where that picture came from, you know. They really covered us good. And they gave us I think they gave us, I don't know if they paid us, but anyway, they gave us after the shoot, they gave us each an ounce of pot. They probably gave Van Dam more, but they gave me an ounce of some of the best butt on the planet. Who else, you know, High Times Magazine, they're not going to give fucking California gold. They're going to give the best pot on the planet. So we, you know, it's pretty cool.
Can't beat that.
I was just learning about weed then, you know what I mean? Like I was enjoying it. As far as being an advocate, I was a baby in my, you know, I was an embryo in my advocating career.
But you learn quick, Daddy. You learn quick.
Yeah.
I just think my cop hit.
Yeah.
Speaking of, Maddie says he just stopped drinking coffee years ago and just smoked weed. I'm starting the medical CBD, THC oil, and indica flower Friday. What does coffee and weed mix do for you? Yeah, Rob. What does that affect you in a certain way? Drinking
It
coffee?
makes me feel good. It makes me feel good. I actually picked up the habit of drinking a lot of coffee from the coffee shops in Amsterdam. You know, I would be going there to buy some weed and smoke it, but that's how you do it. You know, I don't drink like sodas and stuff. So, you know, so I would have coffee and then drinking the coffee and smoking the weed and being out in public where it was okay, you know, not like, ooh, but it was just like everyone's cool with it. All of that made me feel sophisticated. And that's what made me, it did. And that's what made me start enjoying drinking coffee with my weed. But I got to a point where I could drink a couple of pots and then go to bed and sleep, no problem. So as far, you know, a lot of drugs like caffeine, like weed, if you continually use them over a long period of time, then your receptors become less sensitive. And then the effects you get from it are going to be less unless you use more. A lot of people don't consider that, you know, they're like, dude, he smokes weed all day. He's just wasted, fucking lives like that. It's just not the way that it works, you know.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Almost all drugs are like that. You know, you get used to it and then it doesn't quite work as much. So, you know, there's lots of options you have at that point. But for me,
I think coffee is the number one drug on the planet.
What is?
Coffee.
Yeah, probably it's mine. I mean, caffeine. Coffee's not the actual drug; it's the plant. But
right,
it's my favorite drug, and because of blood pressure and shit, keeping my eye on that lately, I'm trying to chill on the coffee. But still, I didn't have any today. Ooh, this is so I drink a lot of coffee. This is for all the basic thinkers that think if you drink coffee for several days in a row, like 4 cups, and then you take a day off, you'll get shaky, you'll have headaches. For all you basic thinkers, I've had 0 coffee.
Look at that.
Look at those big fat fucking fingers. Jesus.
Hey, Daddy.
And no headaches, you know, like that's one of my pet peeves is that everyone thinks their experience is everybody's experience. You know, maybe that happens to you. Maybe it happened to your cousin too, but it doesn't happen to me. And anyway, it's been quite a while since I've had like no coffee, but I purposely drank my last coffee yesterday and said, you know, I'm going to wait until I buy some more and just take a little off coffee time. You know,
that's good to do sometimes, though. I've done that too a couple of times.
Sometimes it's good. Yeah, I do the same thing with weed, believe it or not.
Yeah.
A couple of weeks ago, I was just like, I took just like 4 days off, like boom, just for the hell of it. It was like a Friday to Monday or something, and it was just like, you know, I know what it's like smoking all the time, you know, so just for a change, you know, let's not smoke.
Yeah, let's not try.
It's good sometimes.
Yeah, Mix it up.
I like weed. My favorite thing about weed is I don't like the edibles or the ink pens and all that. They're good for some people, but I like the. I don't know if I'm old fashioned or not, but I like to get my bud. I like to chop it up. I like to roll my joint, and
You're a little too thick. Look at the size. Mine are like
oh, daddy, that's a beautiful joint.
Look at that. Dang, look at that baby.
And don't hate on the dent. That's because I've already been squeezing it.
That's it.
Nice, daddy. But I like to roll my fucking pot up and smoke it. That's the only way I could.
That's another thing that Fonzie used to do for me and Sabu. A lot of times, you know, he'd roll us a doobie because we're busy going over the match. We're trying to find our opponents or seeing, you know, if they have chairs in the building or whatever. A lot of times it'd be like, "Hey, Dad, can you twist us up one? I need to smoke." And that's another managerial duty that Fonzie took pride in.
How about that?
Yeah,
That's a good one.
I love my job. Getting everything ready.
Man. Yeah, Fonzie.
Really, my second doobie all day, by the way.
Really?
I only smoked one doobie today. Yeah.
You know, Rob, it's still a
Sometimes
mystery.
it happens.
It's still a mystery to the fans and to me too, how much you smoke during a show, an episode that we do. It's still unknown. We should leave it linger. We should not reveal it.
This one, well, this is Fonzie's show, though. I'm on my best behavior.
Yeah, right? Gotta keep up. Maddie said he did. He bought one of your figures, Rob. Success.
Oh, cool.
He just paid for personally signed RVD OWA. So only wrestlers.
All right, Maddie. Well, send me a message. Let me know what you want me to sign it to and your address. And if I use, I don't know if I can worth it.
Heck yeah.
Cool. So awesome. Yeah, they like I said, they look awesome. They were good because also you're helping me test the store because as far as I know, that's the first thing that I've sold. So I'm still learning, making sure everything, you know, is working with no glitches.
No glitches.
That's good to know. And here I am personally promising you on the air, I will sign it and get it mailed to you. So cool, man.
I can't wait to be a part of it. Why did I wait so long? I was a little scared of the technology.
No, everybody is.
Yeah.
There's a huge list of wrestlers, but if you just go up to that top corner, everything is like the drop down menu. So it's pretty easy. But yeah, I got to teach Sabu, and then there's quite a few people that haven't got around to it yet. But it's there for them. It's there for anybody that wants to use it. Treat it like it's your own thing and push it. And you know, I mean, we'll obviously be pushing it, and we'll be collecting the fans and everything. But if the wrestlers on their own push it just like it's their Instagram or whatever, you know, and however hard they want to work on it, you know, it's all up to all the creators.
All the creators. And Fonzie,
we're not planning on going anywhere, though. We're planning on being around for a long time and continuing to grow.
Hell yeah.
That's why I want to be a part of it. Not that I want to get rich and famous. I want to be a part of it because it's something cool, and I got a lot of stuff to say. I got great stories, and I got a little merchandise too.
Yeah, you got the merch
I
stuff.
sell stuff like this at the shows.
You're already rich.
Pretty cool. I sell the ECW jackets and stuff. Pretty cool. You can't get them nowhere else. So you know, it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. And it's an outlet for me. I don't want to get rich and famous, but I don't mind being rich.
You're already rich and famous, Daddy.
Hey, Daddy.
Going to Cuba. He's going to Cuba, Rob. And
are you going to Cuba?
He's going to Cuba.
So this Friday, I'm doing Kissimmee, Florida for CCW. One of the premier companies in Florida. They're badass. I work with them all the time.
CCW?
CCW, Coastal Championship Wrestling.
That's where Pablo was, right?
Yeah, exactly where Pablo was from. Yes. Yeah. And Pablo got moved on, and Nelio bought the company out, and he's running it. And we were just in Miami, 500 to 1,000 people every month. Once a month we run Miami. Once a month we run St. Pete. Once a month we run Kissimmee, Florida. Once a month we run this and play. So I'm working 4 or 5 times a month. So I'm in Friday. I'm in Kissimmee, Florida, which is 80 miles from me. And so then I'm off Saturday. Monday, I fly to Havana, Cuba for 1, 2, 3, 4. I come back on the 16th, Then I go to John Thorne, AIW in Cleveland. So I'm so excited to go to Cuba because my great grandfather was born there, and we're tracing our lineage. My niece and I are tracing our lineage, and that's where he was born. So we want to go try to find his grave, plus see Cuba, and it's pretty cool. We've already got our tickets. It's a done deal. We're staying at the house, and they said don't bring any drugs with you. Well, you know, I don't travel with drugs anyway, but maybe a little Paclola, but not to fucking Cuba.
Isn't and your cousin that wrestled as a Cuban assassin? Is that
Yes,
for your grandfather?
Speaking to him, we're doing a show January 25th. Pitbull lives down here. We're running a big show. In fact, here's the poster right here. And I got some tickets to give away if anybody wants to go to the show.
I want to go to Cuba, Daddy. That sounds awesome.
Oh yeah, I'll let you know how it is. I'll let you know how it is.
We'll be watching you on Only Wrestlers. That's something I haven't been doing a lot of shows the last few months. So like as far as the footage, like last year when I was working with Dildo and
I don't even want to say
business, Bobby. Yeah, they were keeping me out there a lot, and there was a lot to film all the time as far as that goes. You're gonna be jamming, but I'm going to start being more busy coming up. And
we got that possible. I'm going to the guy's been calling me, Magic out of the UK.
Oh, the guy you keep saying.
Talking a lot. He's been talking to you a little bit. He wants to do a conference call between us all. We're going to set that up when I get back from Cuba. So the date is in September. He doesn't have an actual date, but September for sure. And he wants us, and wants Matt Hardy Matt Hardy, and somebody else in a three-way with his guys or something. But it's 100%. He said the capital's there, the finance is there, and he's very excited about it. And that is coming up in September. September. If you agree to it, man, we're going for 2 days.
Man, a lot of people are reaching out to me to wrestle like the end of next year. And I'm like, I was telling Katie, like, wait, like August 2025? Like, am I even going to still be wrestling then? It seems like, but it's hard to put myself in that perspective of that far down the road.
But these are September. That's 7 months away, kid. Are you still going to be,
Yeah, it comes quick though, huh?
It does. It hits you. It comes out of nowhere sometimes.
Yeah, and you stay in shape. Last time we worked together, you worked hard like it was, you didn't miss a beat. But so speaking of the Cuban assassin, my cousin, we're having a show. It's at Circle S Barbecue Place on US 19. It's Pitbull against the Cuban assassin. It's like Cuba versus USA, and I'm going to be Pitbull's manager. I got tickets. Anybody wants to go? February 25th. As many tickets you want, just get a hold of me, and these are yours. It's in Hudson, Florida, north of Tampa, about 25 minutes. So
that's Gary Wolf.
I got tickets for you guys.
Hey, Fonzie. That Pitbull is Gary Wolf, right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. I don't know. For some reason, I wasn't sure he was alive. I thought that it maybe.
No, Anthony passed.
Right.
Anthony passed, but Pitbull, I see him all the time. It was 20 miles from me. And we worked together. We just did a 3-day tour. Me and him went to Pennsylvania for 3 days, and we did really good. We made good money. It was good. The houses were good. It was fantastic.
You stayed at the Hacienda in Cuba?
Yes.
Nice. Yep. You find some monster stuff for me.
Already picked it out. You pay a guy to drive around an old convertible, 1964 Chevrolet. Takes you around all the places. Don't drink the water. Don't order like a rum and coke because of the ice. Do not use the ice.
You know which mobster was like one of the top guys there?
Trafficante.
The guy that was in the hospital with your wife.
Oh.
You told me that one time in the hospital, Santo Trafficante was that shared a hospital room with? I thought it was your wife. Was it your
Holy
wife?
Yeah, my wife, little Susie, who passed away from kidney failure at the age of 22. That was in 1982. She passed, but yeah, Trafficante was a big time Florida connection mobster, and Cuba was wide open back then.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
for
stayed.
drug reasons.
He stayed when when they kicked all the mobsters out. He stayed, and they put him in behind bars for a little while. But
Yeah, they sure fucking did. They sure
Yeah.
fucking did when Castro moved in and took over and all that. But it's been bad for the people. The people there are very poor. I'm taking a suitcase full of clothes and shoes and Nikes and underwear and deodorant and toothpaste that I'm leaving. You know, I'm
give to
coming back
people.
with my flip flops and the t-shirt and I'm taking all kind of stuff to give to the poor people.
Oh, that's great.
Terrible there.
I
It's
remember.
terrible.
I remember like a couple of years ago. It seemed like it was right after they became open for us. You know, it used to be communist. We couldn't go there. Now it was boom. It's open for us to go and visit. It seemed like shortly after that, it seems like a hurricane or two went through there and fucking wiped it out hard.
Yeah.
I remember seeing that on the news, all flooded. Like
It's
damn,
terrible. It's
already
terrible there.
Man,
They
yeah,
took everything from them. Yeah.
that's a tough thing. That's awesome. You're doing that though, Fonzie. Bringing
Looking forward to seeing the footage, Daddy.
heck
Oh
yeah.
yeah, we'll be doing promos and stuff. Yeah, all kinds of stuff. Oh, that'd be for my wrestlers only thing. I can't wait, Daddy.
Me
I
too.
can't wait.
Absolutely. I'm subscribing to you as soon as I get off this message.
Subscribe at onlywrestlers.com as you see it scrolling across the screen down there. Go to
Well, I
onlywrestlers.com.
can't wait. Originally, RVD was going to come on just to talk about it, explain to me. I was supposed to come on his
Yeah.
podcast, which I have a couple of times. Thank you. But I got lit up, and he said, Fonzie, I got a good idea. Come on my thing, and in 10 minutes, I'm going to talk to you about this and that. And I said, RVD, I just had a couple of cocktails. I'm smoking pagalo. I'm all lit up. And then I said, damn, I'm doing a podcast 3 days later, have RVD, and now, we got RVD on the show. We're talking more than just wrestlers only. We're talking all kind of stuff. So it's been a success. And
Been a good
RVD,
one.
I've been getting 5,000 to 6,000 to 7,000 viewers on my podcast. It's crazy. A spinoff of you.
Yeah. The Twitter helped a lot.
It's Dom too, putting it out
Oh,
there.
I put them over
I'm
all
throwing
the
it up
time.
on there.
I put them
Yeah,
over all the time.
We have 8,300 tuning in right now, so we got
Nice.
a good audience happening. It's
Wow.
a lot of thanks to RVD his Twitter account, so we really appreciate that too, Rob.
That's a decent amount of new Only Wrestler subscribers.
How about that, huh?
Damn
Katie
right, man.
Forbes and RVD are free to follow always.
You can always do it. Sign up at onlywrestlers.com. Yeah, Fonzie will be on there. Yeah, Sabu will be on there.
Fonzie, we got followers, people that have signed up from close to 30 different countries.
Yeah, how
Wow.
about that?
Isn't that amazing?
Pretty
Wow.
damn.
We're trying to get them like in the community chat center. Anybody can go there. Any of the followers or wrestlers, you could just go there. It's a chat room that's always going. So that's kind of new. And I'm looking forward to the day when we really learn how to utilize it and get to know each other.
That's the ticket. Once we know how to not take advantage of it, but once we learn the technology and what people want, it's gonna be very cool. I got ideas now that I'm streaming out of my head, doing promos, all kind of cool stuff. I can't wait, man.
Heck yeah. Shout out.
Alligator stories, all kind of stuff. Actual footage of alligators eating my cell phone and stuff,
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You sent me that video. You're walking your dog and that.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, that was a big ass alligator.
It looked like, and you're walking by it, and I was like, I was in, it was kind of tense. Like I was kind of in it. Like, wait, are you stopping there? Like, run! What are you doing?
I know, right?
Well, I had to pick up my dog because the alligators are really fast on short distances. Like they can run fast.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Right.
The dog
I
is a
would pick up
perfect
my dog
example
for
of a
sure.
good meal for an alligator. So I
Yeah.
had to pick him up and walk him,
That'd be
Or
hard.
the cell phones. Cell phones they like too for snacks. Shout out to some folks in here. Neg Dog TV tells Fonzie, Negvid says hey, and thanks for plugging the show. So awesome.
Oh yeah, that's a neg. That's a June. That's
That's Neg Dog.
January 25th with Cuba versus USA. Pitbull versus my cousin, a Cuban. It's going to be great, man. Oh, it's not going to only be wrestling. It's going to be they're going to have a live band. They're going to have a comedian. There's a restaurant. There's barbecue.
It's a vaudeville show.
Barbecue, beer, drinks, alcohol. And, of course, there's going to be a little Pacololo, but you have to bring your own on that.
You bring your own. Bring your own pot.
Yeah, those are my boys. And Paulie's real excited about running. This is his first show he's putting together with me and Pitbull, and I'm glad to be a part of. Glad to be on the team, man. We'll do really well, really well. Looking forward to it.
That'll be fun.
I got multiple tickets, so anybody wants to go, it's in Hudson, Florida, just in less than 3 weeks. I got all the tickets you want. And the kids are free, and there's $10 to get in.
That's a great deal. Screaming deal.
Oh yeah, badass.
Heck yeah. Well, this has been fun. We got to learn about Only Wrestlers a little bit more. We got some great stories.
Hey, don't wrap us up, Daddy. I can talk all night long, especially with RVD. Don't give us no wrap up, Daddy. And we haven't said anything about Ruta Entertainment with the belts. I'm coming out to Vegas for WrestleMania, RVD.
Oh yeah.
I know you are, Daddy.
Dinner.
Yeah, we'll be awesome. Over there for WrestleMania. It's gonna be a good time. I love Vegas. The Nerd Bar's great too. Shout out to them, Johnny and everybody like that. So should be some good times. Some damn good.
I was just there, and RVD sat at my table when I got inducted to Cauliflower Alley. Got inducted into the Hall of Fame. That was very cool, and RVD was there. Thanks, RVD, for sitting at my table.
It was super.
Congrats, Daddy.
Yeah, super cool experience.
Yeah.
Sweet, guys.
You were there too, huh, Dom?
I was there. Yeah, I was there.
Oh, yeah, he was.
Katie just entered the room.
So. Yep. Katie was there too. Yep. We had a good time.
Katie was ringside with us. You sat right at our table, man. We made
Fonzie got the biggest pop of the night that night. I think you got the biggest pop, Fonzie. You were over. You were over big time.
Well, for some reason, I got good stories and people like me, and I'm not an asshole. Can you
imagine
if I told one of the guys, years ago, hey, go fuck off now. He's a fucking booker of, you know what I mean? Like, Paul, oh my God. I got good karma.
You got it. You got it down.
Fonzie, do you think that it would be helpful if I had business cards made up that says follow me on Only Wrestlers, and it had, the
100%. It's easier if I only get 2 minutes with a fan because I'm walking from here to there and give, hey, check us out, check this out, go to it. And there's a website that tells you exactly what's going on. And I give a card. It's easier than me stopping and explaining to them for 20 minutes or 15 minutes.
Oh, right, because they're going to say, what is it? Right.
Right.
Or, cool. Rob, you could do stickers, too, if you just did stickers. And just hand them out like that, kind of like what you do at the conventions with the YouTube site and stuff like that.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. Yeah.
Yeah, it might not be a bad idea. Mm-hmm. Just hand them out when you're signing shit and all that stuff. It could be a good idea.
I like to have something that gives me like a card, like you said. So I give them the card and they look up the RVD.com Wrestlers Only, and it explains it to them kind of, and it gets their interest, and then boom.
That's true too. Yeah, you could just have a little card that gives all the details on it too.
But most importantly, it would tell them where to go to follow you.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, tell them where to go.
Or like
instead of me spending 20 minutes with them, which I can't explain it to them. Well, we did a lot of explaining tonight, which was very helpful. I guarantee you, people that watch this show tonight are going to be very interested in what we talked about and are going to wait for us to come. Not so much me, but all the wrestlers. How can you name a few superstars that are already on board?
Yeah, who's on? Okay, I'll name a couple. There's Violent J's on. Yep, from
Tessa Blanchard.
Oh, she's awesome. She just came back too for TNA.
She just came back. TNA's gonna get
that Kelly's daughter.
Yeah.
Yes, that's
Joe Blanchard's granddaughter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wow.
She's amazing. She's really.
Never heard of Joe Blanchard.
Oh no.
Yeah, he ran San Antonio in Southern Texas. Joe Blanchard, Kelly's dad.
Yeah. Oh no, I didn't know. I knew it was the Blanchard family, but I didn't know specifically about the guy. But okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Texas had 4 promoters.
That's
There's
it.
Paul Bosch in Houston.
Paul Boss only
Fun-
ran Houston, and
fun-
Jack Briscoe said he was one of the best payoff guys in the country. Paul
I heard
Boss.
that too. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Paul Bosch.
We're getting sidetracked.
We are.
All right, back to the wrestlers that are already on board.
Oh yeah, name some.
We also have Brian Cage. Isn't Brian Cage on there too, Rob?
Yeah, Brian Cage and
Brian Cage, badass. You get the big arms.
huge arms. He's the most jacked guy in the business.
Did we work with him in Battle Creek?
Yep, we sure did.
Yeah.
Charlie Haas is on there. You have
okay.
Yep.
Do you know how many we have? You don't know how many.
We have over. I see now. You have over 19 pages of talent on there. So there's a lot of. I don't know in total how many there are. Like
I don't either, but something makes me think that one of my partners might have said like close to 200.
I believe it.
Wow.
Let me see here. So
But
I'm going to do the math here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5.
Chris Masters and John Hennigan, both of those guys are guys that said, that they want to do it, but I don't think that they've started yet. And Hennigan, I know he mostly just said he would be part of it because it's mine and, just to support. So I'm going to talk to him. If he doesn't want to do it, then he might not stick around. Masters, I think will, but I got to teach him maybe how to use it and stuff. And
did you reach out to Rene Dupree or anybody like that too?
What's that?
Did you reach out to like Rene Dupree or anybody?
Yep. Yeah, Rene Dupree, I did, and he said that he was taking a break from social media and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but then he was also taking a break, I think, from his show, but then he's still doing it. So I don't know. He's someone though that I did mention, and it's like, check it out. If it's for you, cool. If not, then that's cool too.
Yeah, I did the quick math. So you definitely have over 200 talents on there right now. So
cool.
Check them out. Mm-hmm. And if you're a new wrestler too, sign up. This is a good way to connect with fans and get your name out there as well. So be sure to do that. You can sign up as a creator and start making some content and kind of use it as a training ground to promote yourself in certain ways too.
And even like the company, like you were talking about, Daddy, the CCW in Florida, you're going to say they open up an account, right, which is free. They can use the profile to promote their shows, their talent, their agenda, whatever they got going on. Even though it's not just one person, we have a few companies, independent companies that are doing that, and that's one of the places where one of my partners' heart is really at, is because we all are doing this. We all bring whatever to the table and have different ideas and perspectives. But one of the guys, when we meet, he always says, he wants to be able to help build the independent scenes, give them a platform to be seen more, and so that's a big intention that we have. So tell CCW as well, they need to open up a page.
I'll tell the local Pittsburgh promotions here too. IWC, I'll tell the one you worked for at Roach Travers Ice Gardens.
Well, you know what? Also, I don't know if this is, I guess it's okay to talk about this on the air. Something else I want to do is some of the shows, wrestling, independent promotions that don't have programs. I want to make a program for them. So, and that's a win-win. And we can put a little article about what we're doing, as well as the QR codes in there for the wrestlers' profiles. And so, everyone at the show that gets a program, obviously, because some of the guys don't have programs. As a matter of fact, I asked Joe Bruce, and he didn't have programs, and then I was, into planning, what all we could do, and get with his wrestlers and trying to find the right person to put on the job, and then he said that once I mentioned it, that he was thinking about how sick a program could be, and so he's going to do it now, but we're going to still be part of it. He'll have us in there, and we're helping each other out and stuff, but he knows his fans way more than me or an outside source, that's just doing the program from across the country or whatever. So, but I gave him the idea to start
This
doing
is a
programs.
great platform for the Ruda Entertainment, the belt company that I signed on with, that I'm working with hand in hand. And we're doing a show in Indianapolis on Saturday, February 1st. And then it's a great platform for them to get on. And also, RVD, on the 1st, I'm flying out after I do this Ruda Entertainment in Indianapolis. It's a big WrestleCon. I'm flying to Los Angeles to do a show for a company called Circle 6 Wrestling Company. They're right outside of Los Angeles, and be a good platform to them for them to get out. They're affiliated with Hollywood, and they do movies and all kind of short story. They're connected with Hollywood sometimes, but they love wrestling. They said they run 6 or 7 big shows a year. Great platform for them. I can't wait to hand them a card and tell them about it. In fact,
by the way, Daddy,
right now.
And by the way, Daddy, when you do that, if they use your referral code, which is on your profile, then you earn 5% of whatever they got going on or whatever.
I remember you telling me I get a little kick for introducing. And there's 2 companies that I know, or 3 companies: CCW, Ruda Entertainment, and the new company I'm going to go out for, Circle 6 Wrestling Company in Los Angeles.
Awesome. And when they do that, like we help like promote them too, like their shows. We'll help on our social media. We help retweet, the stuff that they're putting on about their shows and stuff. That's what we've been doing with everybody. And it's like, we're all part of this association now. And there's room for everybody.
That's awesome. Hell yeah.
I'll probably get a phone call after we hang up, after we close our show out, from JB. He's the booker of Circle 6 Wrestling. Because I send him the information and watch the show tonight. He's gonna love. I said, you're gonna be surprised what we talk about.
Yeah, I have to make it happen for sure. We'll get the word out about it to promotions and everything like that. I know a couple local Pittsburgh promotions. My brother Mark has been working with other promotions too, so yeah, they can spread the word really well.
Cleveland, AIW, I work for once a month. In fact, I'm there when I get back from Cuba. I go once a month to John Thorne, AIW. They're going to love the idea. It gives them more. And they draw 500 to 1,000 people, so they're a really good company. They run 1 show a month. That's all they want.
That's great.
And they do good.
You can't beat that. Well, we got...
That's 4 companies that I got lined up to not... It sells itself because you just told me about it. I can't wait to sell it. I can't wait to tell everybody about it. It's a great.
You got me excited now, Daddy.
Yeah, that's
super excited, Daddy.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah, we got good stuff. So yeah, I'm glad that I was able to talk to you, and then now it'll be easy, for you to get on it and play around with it and start asking me some questions.
Fonzie,
Dominic, you're familiar with it. Between you and Dominic, I can get Dominic all the time. Sometimes you're hard to get a hold of, but you return my calls pretty damn good. You're good about that, Van Dam. But Dominic, we talk pretty much phone call all the time.
Oh yeah, we keep in contact. Fonzie, I can help you too if you need help signing up.
Thank you. Thank you. I don't want to call RVD and ask him a stupid question. There's no such thing as a dumb question.
No.
We believe that in this house, but also give some thought to that fantasy wrestling.
Absolutely, I definitely will. I'll definitely give a lot of thought to it because cool. we can chat about it. When do you want to record this week? Do you want to? Is it a good day work for you? Anything like that? I'm basically open. So
I think Friday's better than Thursday.
Okay, we can do Friday. We can aim for that.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah. Wait. What do I have Friday? Or are you leaving Friday? No, that's next Friday. Never mind. We're good.
Okay, we're good. So, guys, be on the lookout. RVD TV. If you're tuning into Fonzie right now, rvdtv.com. Sign on up. Be sure to like, subscribe. We'll be good to go. We have over 9,000 people tuning in right now. 9,000.
Wow, that's my biggest viewers. Thank you, everybody.
High five, Fonzie. High five me, Daddy.
Thanks, RVD, for coming on the show, man.
High five me, Daddy.
I'll raise the roof.
Okay.
I'll do a high five. Look.
There we go. I like it. It works out. Rob, anything else you want to plug before we go?
No. No. I got my agents giving me a bunch of dates for the conventions, all of the WrestleCons that are attached to the WWE big shows, meaning Royal Rumble, SummerSlam, and
You should be
Mania.
in that one that I'm on in Indianapolis. Is there something?
Yeah,
Yeah, you guys are going to both be there. Mm-hmm.
Everyone's gonna be there. Gonna be at the big event in New York.
Oh, nice.
That's February 3rd, I think.
Yeah.
And
Is that an upstate like Syracuse or something?
well, I don't even know.
No,
Okay.
it's Long Island, I think.
Follow me at the Real RVD. Everywhere.
Oh yeah, Daddy.
Mm-hmm. Follow them at the Real RVD. Follow Fonzie.
So desire.
Over there, too.
Yeah, I should be up and running this week, or as soon as I get back from Cuba. I'm gonna pay it really close attention because I don't want to get left behind, RVD, in this.
Heck yeah.
I'm
Sign
already
up
behind months. You've been talking to me for months, and I've been putting it off because I'm scared of technology.
Yeah, that is a good reason, though. You know,
Mhm.
but it is pretty simple, though. Once you get to, especially after you go through it, then you know what to hit. You know, to get where you want to get. But
It's very social media friendly kind of thing too. It's like if you sign up for Twitter and stuff like that, it's pretty straightforward. I would say.
Yeah.
Pretty straightforward.
Cool.
Cool.
Well, I'm excited to hear about how Cuba is. So
Hell yeah, Fonzie.
bring me a candy cane.
Ooh.
I might be able to send you a promo from there. Let's see how the internet stuff is, and I don't know if the phones are blocked or whatever, but I would definitely send you a promo.
Mhm.
Awesome. Cool, guys.
Cool. This is fun.
Had fun.
Yep.
Are we gonna wrap it up, Daddy?
We'll be out to go. Fonzie, we can do it. Well, you get back from Cuba when?
I get back on the 16th, and I go to Cleveland AIW on the 17th.
Okay, so not next week. We'll start again the week after. How's that sound?
Okay.
All right.
Yeah,
Guys, thanks for tuning in,
Have
everybody.
a great trip, but I hope to talk to you before then.
Heck yeah.
Okay, RVD.
All right, guys. We'll see you next time here on Right Down the Middle.
My best to Katie. Right down the middle. This is Bill Fonzie Alfonso, RVD, the whole fucking show, and Dominic saying so long from the Sunshine State.
Heck yeah. Heck yeah.
Right down the middle.
Right down the middle. Nowhere else.
Yeah.